Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today for my makeup party. Today I have a controversial palette again, the $169 Natasha Denona Star palette. You can see. So, lots of thoughts on this one. I have it on today. It is sort of a leatherette feeling. This whole thing is leatherette feel. So that's I think that's kind of luxurious, and it's kind of different for a palette. You have all of these colors and they have this sheet over the top that has all the names on it. You can tear it off, but then you wouldn't really know what the names of the colors were, and I wanted to be able to tell you guys what the names of the colors were. So if I end up keeping this palette, I'm kind of up in the air about it. I will tear this plastic sheet off. So look at these beautiful colors, and you would look at this palette and you would say, look at all of these things I can do with this palette. All these glitters, all these, we've got the berry tones, we've got all these basic browns, we've got some pretty golden tones. I can do a lot with this palette. Well, some of the textures on these are just not thrilling me, and I'm going to try to apply one of the colors on here live with you guys to see how that works here in a minute. Okay, let's get into some swatches. Like I said, this palette is $169, so keep that in mind. So starting over here on these sort of the browner side, we have sort of a mixture in this palette of middle-sized glitters. We have chunky, greasy feeling glitters, and then we have a sort of a shimmer, and then we have a satin, and then we have a matte. It's all over the place. This is what I would call a middleweight glitter. This is Spectrum. Next to that is Earth, which is a matte brown, and then Bellatrix, which I do have on my lid today. So nice pigmentation on those. Those go on fairly well. Next three down, we have Flesh, Orion, and Gemma. I did use Orion and Gemma today extensively. Orion is sort of a middleweight glitter. Gemma is what I would call a satin, a lightweight satin. And then at the bottom we have Atria, Titania, and Cosmo. These two are quite similar. This first one and then this one down here. This one's a little deeper, but aren't they beautiful colors? So this brown side is not a bad side. None of the mattes are dry. None of them feel scratchy. None of them are streaky. And the glitters are not that super greasy, annoying glitter feel that is on the other side of the palette, actually. So now you get into the other side with more of the pinks, purples, and peaches. There's one color in particular on this side that is just kind of making me crazy. And also, this whole palette, there's not a good highlighter color. There's not a good satin or either glitter or satin finish that's a light color. There's not even a light colored matte finish, so you're kind of out on a limb with your highlighters. First of all, we have Diadem, Vega, and Galaxia. Galaxia makes me crazy. Okay, see Galaxia? It is that chunky, greasy, annoying, horrible glitter I hate. I hate these kind of colors. These glitter chunks, streaky, falling all over the place. I'm going to attempt to put that in my inner corner in just a minute and see if it will actually lay down. So what I've tried to do with that color today is I tried to spray a brush with Fix Plus. I tried to wet a brush. I tried to get it to behave and lay on a brush properly, and it would not do that. I wanted to dot it right in the middle of my lid. It would not do that. That color is kind of right out. I did try to tap it on as my highlight today. It's just very chunky glitter. I didn't like how it looked. At $169, I feel like I need to be able to use most of the colors on a palette. I mean, like almost all of them. I don't expect every color to be absolutely perfect, but for $169, I need 95% of the colors to be perfect. Next line, Phoenix, Supernova, and Electra. This is another area of problem we have here. So, these two berry tones. They look pretty, right? They are so sheer, so light and sheer, and so annoying because of that. I could never see using either one of these as a lid color. They're too sheer, and you want to use them. You look at these colors and you want to use them as lid colors. Look at the beautiful berry, especially this one. A cranberry lid like that is beautiful, and I just cannot see that happening. No matter what you primed them with, those two colors are very, very sheer and light and patchy. You would have to build and build and build. And next line, Polaris, Attic, and Rhea. So Polaris is another chunky flying all over the place glitter that I hate. So this is Polaris. It looks pretty there, but it's another chunky, greasy feeling glitter. Not quite as greasy as Galaxia. Galaxia is making me crazy on this palette, but it is still falling. It's all over the place. It's glitter all over the place. So it's like this side of the palette I can live with. This side has a lot of problems. This color's terrible, and these two here are so sheer, and you don't want them to be sheer. Those are the exact colors that I don't want to be sheer. I did use this one in my very inner crease today. It went on quite well. It went on a brush well. So that's something to think about, but I was not trying to get a lot of pigment out of it like I would if I was putting it on my lid. So let me show you how I applied today. Okay, I'm going to start in my crease with the color called Attic. A-T-I-K. That one on nicely. I'm going to go more on the inner crease with this color right here called Titania. I'm just going to put that in the middle, kind of. Again, a matte. Nicely pigmented, going on very nicely. I'm going to put across my lid a color called Supernova right here. That one is sort of a satin, and it is going on very nicely. I'm going to use that sort of as a base color for a shimmer that I'm going to put on top of it. Okay, I'm going to attempt to go into this color called Phoenix right here. It is very dry, and it's a very sheer color. There's almost no pigment to it. And I'm going to put it on my inner crease right here. You know what? That's not going on bad at all. Now, I already had some color there to sort of serve as a background for it to slip against. So I think that really helped, but this is a very sheer color now. Going on my brush, it's going on very well. This is a synthetic brush with sort of stiff bristles, and it's going on there quite well. That may be what's required to pick that dry and sheer color up, is a sort of a stiffer bristle brush. Yeah, that's not disappointing. I thought that might be a disappointing color. Okay, I'm going to start building up my outer corner using this dark brown right here, which is called Gemma. I'm putting that on with a flat brush, and I'm putting it on all the way out here, and then I'm going to put a different color in the very corner. And it's a satin, so it's satining right on there. I'm going to put a little more of those two crease colors up above. And this is a teeny tiny little Sigma brush that is really good for this purpose. It's really good for getting in a tiny area like this, and it's very soft. It's a Sigma. This is a Sigma Blending E36. Getting barely any fallout just right in the corner here. I have not started on the shimmery colors yet though. Okay, this one's going to be fun. This one is called Orion right here, and it is one of those duochromes. It's a brown green. That's going on my brush really funky. Look at that. And it's just falling all over the place. Look at that. It's a little weird. I thought that would just glide right on. Now, I've seen this color before. MAC makes one. Wet n Wild makes one. Just about the same exact color. And boy, they behave a whole lot better on a brush than this. And look at all that fallout. Try a different type of brush. Maybe it's my brush. Nope, it's not my brush, because I'm trying something totally different, and it's clumping up on there. Look at that. I'm going to put this color called Bellatrix on my lid, and I'm going to do it with my finger because it's a shimmer, but there's different consistencies in here. There's chunky glitter, and then there's semi-chunky glitter. And this is a semi-chunky glitter. I'm going to attempt to play with the chunky glitters here in a minute, and I'm a little bit worried. It foils a little bit. You know, there's not a really great highlight color on here that just jumps out. There's this weird chunky glitter thing here. I guess I'm gonna have to use that. A little scared here. Oh, it's glittery all right. It's getting all over my eyebrow. It's kind of got a green duochrome, white green duochrome. That's okay. I'm putting it on very lightly. I don't especially like that as my highlighter, but I don't see a whole lot of other options here. There is a very neutral gold right here. I guess I could put some of that in there. So what I'm going to try to do right now is put some of that chunky glitter stuff on my inner corner. I don't know how well that's going to go. Okay, I'm going to put this Galaxia color on my pinky because that's pretty much the only finger I can get in this inner corner, because I know that this Galaxia is not going to go on a brush. I've tried it. See, there's just not a good color in this palette that you could per se do this with. This is kind of your only option. It's actually not bad. It's not too bad. It doesn't look too bad. Palette's improving a little bit for me. I am getting a whole lot of fallout. I'm going to try to dust it off. I don't know if it's going to come off or not. Getting a lot of fallout under here. There. You know, I don't mind that. That's not bad. Okay, so final word on this palette. I don't know. I feel like if you love your berry tones, which I do, you love your berry tones, these two are extremely disappointing. Galaxia is disappointing, but I think it's a little workable. I don't think you're going to get a good foil effect out of it ever. It's always going to look glittery and flaky like this. I feel like for this price you could get 2 or 3 other nice palettes that have some pretty berry tones that you could actually use in a more broad sense. More of a lid color, more in a larger area of your eye. Than these 2 berry colors. I love my berry eyeshadows. For instance, now this one doesn't have as many browns as the Natasha Denona, but this is the Huda Beauty textured eyeshadow palette. I did a review on this. Berries galore and workable glitters galore. Yes, they're a little difficult, but workable glitters galore, berries galore. That one is only $60, I believe, or $69. And $169 for a palette. The other, you know, the king of all berry palettes right now is this Modern Renaissance from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This one has gold in it. It has some really good highlighter colors, which the Natasha one is lacking. And really good crease colors. It's got some good browns in it. So, I mean, get a few other palettes that maybe can suit you better if you like berries. This one is kind of not really it. As always, thanks for your time and thanks for watching. Have a good Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next time.